are back on the Chosen Life podcast. People have been asking for her. They said, I cannot believe, Jonathan Aja Cohen, that you were able to land this guest. Please bring her back. We got to hear some more. She has graciously agreed to give us her time. She is the fabulous Elena Serraditas. Elena, welcome back to the Chosen Life.
Thank you for having me. What are we talking about today?
Well, before we start off, to give a little bit of background, so for people that have or haven't met you before on social media, you're in real estate, I believe, correct?
Yes, I am. And I know you hate having real estate agents on the show.
I've come to realize, after having my book launch party and I put together a list, I only have real estate friends. That's it. I literally have family members and real estate friends. That's about it. And so it's you work in it, you bond, you go for lunches, dinners, etc., and you become friends and you work together. It becomes a whole circle of it. So you know what? I'm very good with it, actually.
The best.
When I grew up as a young boy, my family in real estate, all we ever talked about was real estate at the dinner table. So why should that be any different?
Well, that's why you're the chosen lawyer.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, anybody who follows on social media, they know you want to build wealth. It always starts with real estate.
Definitely.
So in order to get to the point that we are going to be consuming real estate and be able to grow ourselves successfully, we have to start within. And one of the things that we're built upon, Elena, as you learned as a beta reader of the Bible 3.0, the 6 commandments of the chosen life, one of those commandments in consuming is?
Drink water.
Drink water. So I got to tell folks, from all the beta readers, the first person to attack me was Elena. She's the first person to have read it. And the first thing was, why did you write a chapter about me? And I don't appreciate this personal attack. This is not fair. So, Elena, this is not right now the Chosen Life podcast. This is going to be therapy time. Therapy time with Jonathan and Elena. This is an intervention.
He put water in my coffee cup, guys. This is not an intervention.
This is called a water mug. It's the Kormans water mug, actually. Water. You see?
I asked for coffee if I was going to show up, and he purposely is putting water in the cup.
So let's talk about it, because I'm also a big lover of coffee, okay?
Okay.
So I'm a tad older than you, let's say, just by
Just a tad.
just a couple of decades or so, but it's all good. So
A couple months.
So I understand you. So let's start off on the basis, having read the book, that I understand you, because I did not even consume water until I was in my 30s, okay? Basically, almost didn't consume a drop. Everything was either pop or fruit juice or coffee. That's it. From a guy who now only pretty much consumes water, I'm doing that. Do you think I did it because I don't want to drink fruit juice, because I don't want to drink pop, I didn't enjoy it? Of course I did. It was a great time. I was on a big sugar high and low. And then the crashes came, and then health problems came. And I'm like, man, this sucks. And it all comes back to it, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. You want to build a foundation. One of the building blocks in the first 4 chosen commandments, it is water. So consuming the water today, I know you've been consuming more water since you read that chapter the first time.
I actually have been. And solely because it was like, put a glass of water and have your coffee. And then you drink some coffee and then you have a sip of water. So I am drinking more water. I've consciously made that decision to put water on my desk with my coffee.
Yes.
So I do drink more water, or I'll make it like a goal, like I have to finish this water bottle before I get home. I know I'm still not drinking nearly as much water as I should, but I used to not drink any water. Like I'd have a sip and that'd be enough water to sustain me. But I enjoy coffee. Like I really enjoy coffee.
How many cups of coffee do you have in a given day, would you guess?
I have cut down. I'm better now. But I used to have a coffee per meeting.
Okay.
So it could range anywhere between 4 to 8 a day.
So at my worst, I was 5 to 7 coffees a day. I was working a lot in supermarkets in my younger years while I was in university. In order to get a break, everybody would go and have a smoke and coffee break. So I would go have a coffee break. And slowly, you just start consuming coffee all the time. And then in university and working, there's no point in sleeping because there's too much to do. And so just more coffee to keep it going. I hear you. I love coffee as well. I don't dispute to the size. And I still consume 1 or 2 a day. And it's a funny thing to try to transition and being that all or nothing proposition. And when I hear your words, And I look at you, Anna, I think of myself when I was at that point and how hard I was on myself saying, okay, I'm drinking more water and it's way better where I was at, but I could still be a lot better. Whereas now, me talking to my younger self, the first thing I would say is savor that victory. You've already come so far. I know when I met you, there was zero water consumption, and now you're practically halfway there. And I got to tell you, you can see in your complexion, you can see in your smile, you're happier, and your body is agreeing with it. And it's a great thing to see because I love watching people consume water, and it's the easiest, it's the simplest hack possible. It's pretty much everywhere for all of us, fortunately. And just being able to put more water into our system, it's amazing how everything else flows so much better.
Yeah, but I do have to make it a conscious, like, I have to put it in my calendar to drink water. That's a weird thing to say, but like, it actually needs to be there.
So can I give you a confession now?
What?
I have a water app. I still use the water app to this day. I still make it a point. I do not consume any food or liquid other than drinking 500 milliliters of water. I consume a water bottle as soon as I wake up. Then I allow myself to start my breakfast and everything else. And I'm plugging away my water. And I know within certain time parameters, this is how much water I got to consume. I'm still accountable to this day. I wrote the book on it and I'm still using the water app, believe it or not.
So yesterday, I actually have a story for you.
Please, I love stories.
So yesterday I was sitting at my office and I was like, I haven't had water. And you've met the majority of my team.
Absolutely.
So we were sitting there and I'm like, I haven't had water today. One of them gets up, brings me a glass of water and was like, you can't leave until you drink this. So I start drinking it and then I get a call and I leave the office and I come back and there's a sticky note on the cup that says, drink more water or you can't leave the office. So they're also paying attention to the fact that I'm not drinking enough water and they're holding me accountable too. So they keep bringing more water to me now.
They're consuming the Bible 3.0.
They really are. Well, we did give them each a copy. I did buy a copy for everyone on my team.
Amazing. I haven't autographed for any of them yet. And
You did not.
If I see them, I may agree to do it. We'll see.
It's on the list. You're autographing them all. What happens when you get too famous for us? You got to remember us.
Absolutely. No, you know what? No matter how famous or not famous you get, all tongue in cheek, obviously, it all comes down to your perspective, you know? And wherever we are in life, I was brought up with the idea you talk to everybody at the same level, regardless of income, regardless of job position. That's how it should be. I think everybody should be treated at a level because you know what? We're all human beings. We're all put our pants on. We're all living our life. We all need to drink water the same way. We all have to sleep the same way. So let's treat people properly, you know? And that's one of the things I never liked from a youngster. When I see people talking down to people, you know, that was always one of my parameters. If I go to a restaurant and somebody's rude to the waitstaff, I don't want to have a meal with them again.
You know, I do interviews that way.
Interesting.
I will take them to coffee shops or to restaurants so I can see how they act with other people.
Now, I think you should also be checking how much their water consumption is. That should be another test.
Then everyone failed. We're all being better, but I think collectively,
you know what?
Everyone doesn't drink enough water.
One test that I always had, if you want to know about somebody, and for you it won't work since you Uber everywhere, but if you really want to know about somebody, about how they upkeep themselves, go look at their car. Go look at how they keep their car. Look at the back seat. If you see wrappers everywhere, you see old gym clothes, this is somebody that's not that organized. Mm-hmm. It's a little secret. So everything you need to know about somebody, go check their car. Don't know if that works or not, but for me it does.
And not for real estate agents. Have you ever met a real estate agent with a perfect car? Like, we work in our cars. So everything's there. Like 1,010,000 listings will be scattered. Mm-hmm. There'll be 12 water bottles. Like, check real estate agents' cars. They'll make it an effort to clean before their clients come in.
Yes, I think that's because I see it when they're going to see their clients because it has to be spectacular. Because if your client comes into your car and there's a Burger King wrapper stuck to the floor, I don't think that client's gonna be very impressed.
No, not at all.
So I gotta ask you, and that's a good point. One of the things is for professionals or people of students, anybody can say, I'm too busy. And one of the things is I am too busy to consume water, for instance. And that's one of the things I addressed in the Bible 3.0, because let's say we're going to use one of these mugs, right? Mm-hmm. This is about 250 milliliters, so about half a bottle, let's say. If we're going to rely on these cups, we're probably not going to consume very much water. I'm a big believer in having one of those giant bottles equal to at least 750 milliliters. And if you take that with you, you know you're consuming at least 3 cups of water right there. So regardless of how busy you are, it's setting out the parameters. When you leave the house, let's say, and you're saying, I don't know, I'm going to just pick up food on the go and I'm going to drink whatever I'm going to drink on the way. it's so easy as a professional. Like I'm coming from a law background. Elena, do you know how many lawyers go to the office every day, don't pack their lunches, and don't drink any water, don't eat any food literally for 10 hours? I don't know how they do it.
When you come down to like making time for things, I have a saying, and it's like you make time for what you want to make time for. So I'll never tell someone like I'm too busy for them. I will always make time for them. If I want to make time for them, there's time for them. Water is a different thing for me. And like I get the whole huge water bottle thing. It's not for me. The reason why it's not for me is because I can't carry it around with me. So I bring the little water bottles, and this is bad for the environment, I know this is, but I have the plastic ones because they are no weight after some time, and I keep refilling them until I throw them out.
I do the same thing.
So like every bag that I have has a water bottle in it. And it's so it could remind me to drink water, because if I don't have it, I won't drink it. But if it's too heavy, I won't take my bag with me. I've realized my problem. But if it's in front of me, I will drink it. Like I've had 3 sips of water since we sat down.
Yes.
That's a record.
Which is 3 more sips than I saw when I first met you.
For sure.
And this is one of the great things that people could take from the Bible 3.0 is what I set for people as far as life systems. It's a parameter. You don't have to follow it perfectly as gospel. You can tweak it to find your way. So somebody who finds it as far as refilling a little bottle versus carrying a big bottle, whatever it is, as long as you can make it work for you, go for it, ultimately. That's what it comes down to, finding your systems. And I'm so proud of you for already the gains that you made, because I could tell you when we first talked about it, you said this water thing ain't going to happen. And here we are sitting almost a year later, and look at you, you're almost halfway there.
Yep.
Professionals, remember, you want to get yourself ahead in life, got to get those systems down. That's 6 commandments: exercise, nutrition, sleep, water. Got to get those 4 down, and then you can move on to yoga and meditation. So, Elena, thank you for being so gracious for sharing your experiences with the Bible 3.0 and helping inspire others to understand water is a must if you want to get ahead.
Definitely.
This has been the Chosen Life Podcast. We'll see you back real soon.